So good to see you virtually tonight. Welcome to Virtual Life Study. I am having some technical challenges tonight. Don't know what's going on with our software. And so I apologize for being, 2 or 3 minutes behind. But we are glad to be here and so grateful that you have tuned in. Do me a favor. I want you to start sharing this video, like this video, love this video, and start sharing it right away. And let's get some people in the room. A very exciting message tonight. Very excited to share this message with you tonight. And I'm really just grateful for this relationship goal series. Look, you all asked for this. And so I'm grateful to be sharing tonight. What we're going to talk about it is another very practical message that is going to inspire you. And I can't wait to get into it. All right. So as people are starting to come in the room, I want you to make sure that you say good evening, hit the like, the love button. And make sure you hit that share button and let's get the party started tonight. All right, let's start with Facebook. Good evening to you, Facebook. It's good to see you virtually, and certainly praying that you have been having a fantastic week so far, a blessed week so far. Do me a favor, hit that share button if you would, Facebook. Start a watch party, hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people, tell them to tune in. Tonight is going to be powerful, and I can't wait to share with you. It does not get more practical than what tonight will be. And so I need you to share this video. Everybody on Facebook, I need you to share this video with somebody and tell them to tune in. All right, would you do that? Let's get this number rising. I've got to get started. Pastor's got a load of work to do tonight. I won't be up for a minute, but I want to get into this message and really share with you what God has given me. And I promise you it's going to bless you. All right, so good evening to you, Facebook. Instagram, good evening to you. It's good to see you virtually. Good to be here with you. Do me a favor, hit the heart button. Let me know that you're in the house. Make sure you say good evening as you come in, and then hit that @ symbol. And I need you to tag 5 people Instagram on your friends list and tell them to tune in tonight. Would you do that? Tag 5 people, tell them to tune in. This is going to be a powerful message. I cannot wait to share it with you. I promise you, you're going to get something out of it. I guarantee you. So hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people right now. Tell them we're on the line, we're live and in color. Twitter, Periscope, good evening to you. It's good to see you virtually. And certainly praying that you are having a phenomenal, or have had a phenomenal week so far. It's Tuesday. It feels like it's Friday. Maybe it doesn't feel like it's Friday to anybody but me. It's been a busy week. This has been a busy 2 weeks. But I tell you, I'm grateful to be here and thankful for those of you in the Twitter world, Periscope space that have tuned in. Do me a favor. I want you to hit that like button. And then I want you to hit that @ symbol and go down your friends list, tag 5 people quickly and tell them to tune in tonight. I'm talking from the subject, don't be a simp. And it's going to be powerful. And I'm grateful to be able to share it with you, and grateful Twitter, Periscope, that you've tuned in with us. So again, hit the @ symbol, tag 5 people. Let's get started tonight. And then finally, YouTube. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube tonight, good evening to you. It is a blessing to see you virtually, and certainly praying that God has been blessing you in a tremendous way. Thank you to all of you that are subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you are not, make sure you do that right away. You can subscribe to our channel at TheREHABCC. Just simply go to YouTube, type TheREHABCC, no spaces, just all together. You'll see our page. Subscribe to our channel so you can get alerts that when we are live, you can, or when we are live, and you can also go back and see the archives of all of our messages. But good evening to all of you that are tuned in via YouTube. And I'm grateful for you sharing with us. I need you to share this video. I need you to share this video with 5 of your friends, 5 of your family members right now, because this is going to be a powerful message. I'm talking about SIMPs, and it's going to be a powerful message, and I can't wait to share it with you. If this relationship goal series has been a blessing to you, as it has been for me, I tell you, you hate to see this go. Sunday is our last message in the relationships goal series. But I'm grateful for this month that we spent together talking about relationships and love and friendships and all of these things. And so I certainly hope it's been a blessing to you. All right, come on, y'all. It's 7:15. I got to get started. I'm already 3 minutes late. So I've got to get started tonight. And so I need y'all to start tagging. Y'all ain't tagging nobody because the number ain't moving. So I need y'all to start tagging some people right now. I literally need you to hit that @ symbol. And I need you to tag 5 people right now and tell them to tune in to this message. We are talking from the subject, don't be a simp. And it's going to be powerful. And I can't wait to share it. And somebody hit me today and said, Pat, you so crazy. I ain't crazy. Y'all asked me for this. This is what you asked for. And you got to be careful asking me to teach stuff like this, because I'm going to teach it like it is. And that's just all it is to it. So be careful what you ask for. But I'm excited to be here tonight, and I hope you are too. Come on. You got 15 seconds. Hit the @ symbol, tag 5 people, hit the heart button, and you see hearts flying up the screen. Come on, let's get going tonight. I want to start on time, somewhat on time tonight, so that we can get going. Hey, I see people speaking. Hey, everybody. It's so good to see you. And certainly praying that you are doing well, just as I am. And I'm so grateful to see you. Listen, let's get into this. I'm talking from the subject, don't be a simp. And you are going to be blessed tonight because I'm old. I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm an old man. And so people have to explain these terms to me. I don't always, hear these terms firsthand. I tend to be the last person to hear, these terms, and the last one to be in the know. But somebody had to explain this term to me, and I want to share this term. Listen, before I get into this, I want to say this. I'm praying for Tiger Woods. Very unfortunate accident that he was involved in today. And I saw it on the news wire actually while I was doing some work. And, it's just a reminder that really, death does not care, who you are. It doesn't care how much money you have. It doesn't care where you live. It doesn't care if you fly Delta or charter. It doesn't matter what it is you do or who you are. Death at any moment in time can really come after anybody. And so I want to just say, y'all don't want to be glad when I'm old. I ain't gonna be glad when I'm old. Y'all leave me alone. I want to just say that I'm praying for Tiger Woods, and it is just a reminder to all of us that life is short. Life is unpredictable. You never know when it might be your last time, when it might be your last opportunity, when it might be your last moment. And so I want to just challenge all of you. Make the best out of every moment that you have. Live your best life. Love people as hard as you can. Love the people you love and let them love you back. Be all right with where you are in your life. And if you're not all right with where you are in your life, work hard to get to the best place you can in your life. But life is short. At any moment, your car can flip over. At any moment, a car can hit you head on. At any moment, you can find yourself on death's door. And so it was just a reminder. Seeing him in that accident was a reminder of just how volatile life can be, and how important it is that we all spend every opportunity doing the things we love, loving the people we love, being in the spaces that we love, enjoying the life that we love, and just really maximizing every moment, because you really don't know. The old folks used to sing the song, "This may be my last time." I don't know. You really don't know for real when your last time is. And so you got to live and embrace every moment to the fullest. All right, let's get into this. So what is a simp? What is a simp? Again, pastor doesn't claim to be the hippest. I'm all right. But somebody had to explain this word to me. And the word simp simply is abbreviated for the word simple. So when you call somebody a simp, you're calling them simple. You're saying that they are acting simple. And in the context of relationships, this is important because it really speaks to about four characteristics that I have pointed out, that are characteristics of a simp. And so I'm going to give you tonight 4 ways to avoid being a simp, or 4 ways to avoid being simple. And this is in your relationships. This is in your friendships, right? This is in any type of connection you have, whether it is on a friend level, it's on a romantic level, whatever it is. We're talking relationship goals all month. And I'm going to give you 4 ways to avoid being a simp, because one of the things that was explained to me is that the term is typically given to men to describe men. But I'm telling you, you can be a male or a female and be a simp. All right. So being a simp is not dedicated to one gender or another. You can be male, female, whatever, and still be a simp. And so tonight I'm going to give you 4 ways to avoid being a simp. This is going to be powerful, and it's going to really speak to how you can act simple in relationships, simple in friendships, and it really can be a detriment to who you are, and it can be a detriment to your life. All right, so look at this. Way number one. Here's the first way. This is going to be practical, so I'm going right into the practicality tonight. Again, gender neutral, so I ain't picking on everybody. I'm picking on, or just a specific person or types of people. I'm picking on everybody, right? Men, women. SIMP. The title SIMP is an equal opportunity employer. All right, 4 ways to avoid being a SIMP. Number one, learn the power of self-love. Learn the power of self-love. The number one way to avoid being a SIMP is to learn the power of self-love. Why is this important? Let's talk about why it's important. The reason why it's important is because everything in your life changes when you learn how to love you better. Everything in your life changes when you learn how to love you better. The problem with most folks is that they are expecting people to love them in extraordinary ways when they don't even love themselves in extraordinary ways. So the number one way to avoid being a SIMP is to understand the power of self-love, that everything changes when you learn how to love you better, when you learn how to treat you better, when you learn how to be more kind to yourself, when you learn how to be more considerate to yourself. Everything changes about your life when you learn how to love you better. So in the context of relationships, we have to learn how to be happy with ourselves, right? Again, and we talked about this all month. You should be tired of hearing me say it, but I'm going to say it again. We have to learn and arrive at a place where we learn how to be happy with ourselves. When you learn how to be happy with yourself, others will then be able to truly appreciate who you are. Some people cannot appreciate the fullness of who you are because, frankly, you're not even really in love with yourself, right? And I'm not talking about being in love with yourself in a vain kind of way. I'm not talking about being in love with yourself in a selfish kind of way per se, though there's an element of selfishness that is involved in self-love. And see, for the longest, and I'll be the first to admit this, for the longest, I thought that you could not really love others and be selfish at the same time. But I'm thinking I was wrong. You absolutely can love others and be selfish at the same time, because the reality is you can't give anybody anything that you have not first given yourself. So you will never understand the gravity of what it means to love somebody else if you have not first given yourself self-love, right? You have not first appreciated yourself and been kind to yourself, and been gracious to yourself. And so everything starts with you. People appreciate you more when you love you more. And the opposite then has to be true, that when you don't really appreciate you, don't expect people to. When you don't really love you, don't expect people to. When you don't really show yourself kindness and gratitude, don't expect that same behavior from people, because everything that you get from others tends to be a reflection of what you are giving to yourself. Now, that's not a perfect statement. You can sometimes, and we've been talking a lot about the law of attraction, you can sometimes attract things into your life that are not like who you are. And that's okay, because there's such a thing as resistance when it comes to you really tapping into who you are. And sometimes life pulls to you not only what you are, but it pulls to you what you're not to remind you of who you are, right? And that may have been a lot. I may explain that on another life study, but it's a very important thing to understand. Sometimes we wonder, why are we, really making an effort to do these things and be this kind of person and go this kind of direction, but we continue to see things, negative things come into our lives. It's not necessarily that you're doing bad things. Sometimes the proof that you're in the right direction is when opposite things come your way. It's called resistance. And so it doesn't mean that you're in a wrong place. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong track, but you've got to understand that when you are comfortable and happy with you, this automatically creates boundaries for how people handle you. And this is where I'm trying to get to. When you are comfortable with you, when you are happy with you, this automatically creates boundaries for how people can handle you. In other words, when you really love you, people can't treat you any kind of way. People can't handle you any kind of way. People can't talk to you any kind of way. People can't run over you any kind of way, right? And so this is important. See, a lot of people act like simps in relationships or simps in friendships. Again, and I said this Sunday, I know some of y'all was hot with me Sunday. I said this Sunday, but I want to say this again. This stuff that we've been talking about this month doesn't just apply to romantic relationships. It applies to friendships too. Some of you are friends with folks and you have circles of friends where, again, you're nice to everybody and everybody treats you like crap. And I'm just saying to you that the reason they do it is because you don't love you enough. Because when you really get into the depths of loving you, then it teaches people how to handle you. See, you don't have to force people to respect you when you respect you. You don't have to force people to handle you well when you handle you well. You don't have to force people to love you right when you love you right. In fact, you doing it to yourself draws the boundary automatically for everybody else. And so everybody else is taught how to handle you by the way you handle you. Is this making sense? And so understand that the number one way, before we get into the good stuff, because I can't wait to get into this good stuff. I can't wait. Before we get into the good stuff, understand that all of this stuff starts with self-love. It just does. You've got to get to a place where you begin to love you well, where you begin to feel better about you, you begin to appreciate you well, so that people can really appreciate the depths of who you are. And until then, folks are going to have a hard time giving you what you deserve when you have not first given yourself what you deserve. Right? We gotta stop expecting, and this is all I'm trying to say. We gotta stop expecting from other people. We gotta stop expecting other people to be to us what we are not being to ourselves. That's what I'm trying to say. It's say, Pastor, they stop his salad to come teach tonight. Let me say it again. We've gotta stop expecting other people to be to us what we refuse to be to ourselves. Because until you are to you what you expect other people to be to you, it'll never work right. You will never feel appreciated. You will always feel undervalued. You will always feel taken for granted. You will always feel like people don't see your worth and your value. And I'm just saying to you, you should never expect from others towards you that which you don't offer to yourself. It starts with self-love. All right, that makes sense? Let's go to number 2. We're moving. Number 2, the second way to avoid being a simp. This is good. The second way to avoid being a simp, I couldn't wait to get to this one, is this. You ready? Learn how to handle your hurt better. Learn how to handle your hurt better. I'm gonna make it make sense. Some of y'all passed to make it make sense. I'm gonna make it make sense. Learn how to handle your hurt better. You have to be careful of how you respond to the way people hurt you. You have to be careful of how you respond to the way people hurt you. This is important because if you live any period of time in your life, the inevitable is that people are going to hurt you. And this is important. Not only will people hurt you, the people that you love the most will hurt you the most. And this is such a weird thing to. I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and this is such a weird thing to really understand, because you would expect the opposite to be true, that when people love you, that they would be less likely to hurt you. But the reason why people who are closest to you can hurt you the most is because they know you the most. They are the most connected to you. And so we've got to be careful not to live in this fairy tale land of expecting life to never hand us hurt, or the people that we're connected to never hand us hurt. It's not going to work that way. You are going to be hurt, and oftentimes you're going to be hurt in unintentional ways, unless you're just rude. Most people ain't out here trying to hurt you on purpose, right? Some people are. I'm not again giving blanket statements. But most people who claim to love you, who claim to be connected to you in any kind of way, relationship, romantic, friendship, whatever, are not setting out to intentionally hurt you, right? So you're going to be hurt. That's inevitable. The challenge is how do you handle your hurt? Because when you handle your hurt in a way where it completely shuts down who you are, how you function, how you think, how you act, how you live, I'm telling you, you are operating in SIMP zone. You are operating in SIMP zone. You've got to respond to hurt better. And if it means detaching from people, if it means detaching from things, if it means shutting yourself down so you can build yourself, whatever you need to do, you need to do whatever it takes so that you can handle hurt better. Okay. Now, my heart goes out to you. If you've ever been hurt and that hurt really took a major toll on you, my heart goes out to you. Because I'm going to tell you, when good people get hurt, good people who get hurt can turn into savages. I'm going to say this again slow. Good people who get hurt can turn into savages. Y'all know what a savage is? Good people who get hurt or mishandled or mistreated can easily turn into savages. And so my prayer for all of you in this season, listen to me, my prayer for you, for all of you in this season that have ever been hurt, that are good people with good hearts, my prayer is that you don't allow the hurt to turn you into somebody that you have no business being. This is better than y'all saying amen. My prayer is that you don't allow what happened to you to turn you into a monster. Right? I've seen, and let me just give you some examples. You take a person who has been faithful all of their lives, or faithful in an entire relationship to somebody, and they find out that the whole time that person was cheating. And as a result of that, they get hurt. But then what ends up happening is the relationship ends. But because they were faithful for all of these years to one person and found out that that person was just cheating, it turns them into a savage. They go out here and start knocking down everything. And see, this is my prayer for you. When you do that, you end up becoming a simp because you allow hurt to turn you into somebody that you're not. And so my prayer for all of you is that you don't let your hurt get the best of you. Don't let your hurt turn you into somebody that you know you have not been designed to be. You know you ain't no thought. Don't let how they hurt you cause you to go out here and run the street wild. You know you ain't no pimp. Don't let how they hurt you cause you to go out here and have a whole season. Are y'all listening to me? You've got to be careful. And see, and this is why it pays to treat people right. I'm trying to help y'all. It pays to treat especially good people right. I'm trying to help y'all. Some of you, people didn't handle you well because they weren't pleased with themselves. Some of you people didn't handle you well because they didn't really like themselves. And all I'm saying to you is that if you fall into that category, don't take that personal. Don't let that hurt turn you into a savage. Don't let that hurt cause you to go out here and you feel the numbers and you knocking them down and you didn't went from innocent to a pimp. Don't go out here and do that. Don't let the hurt turn you into somebody that you know you are not. Okay? It's so important. Even if you have to take a couple of steps back, regroup, shut everything down just so you can regather yourself. It's better that you do that and regather your senses and regather your capacity and regather your ways of thinking and regather your awesomeness so that you can proceed forward the right way than to proceed forward and let hurt and the pain that came with hurt cause you to turn into something that you can't be or that you have never been designed to be. And in the process of this, in the process of handling your hurt better, learn how to forgive people. Now, my number's already ain't high tonight. I don't know where everybody is tonight. And the funny thing is, most of the folks that normally tune in need to hear this right here. Let me say this about forgiveness. Part of you handling your hurt better is just learning how to forgive people. Some of y'all are holding people hostage for stuff that they did. And the best thing that you can do for them is just forgive them. Just forgive them. Stop holding it over them. Stop walking around mad about it all day. Just stop. Forgive them. And you've got to recognize that some people didn't hurt you, not because you were a bad person. Some people didn't hurt you because they really couldn't handle how great you were. They really couldn't handle how awesome you are. Some people hurt you not because they meant to hurt you. Some people hurt you because they ain't never had nobody like you. Are y'all tagging and sharing? I'm getting warmed up. Some people hurt you because they never experienced nothing like you and they ain't know what to do with you. So stop taking that personal. I was laughing. I was talking to somebody about a week or two ago and was laughing because she's somewhat older. And I'm sure she probably wouldn't mind me sharing this. She said, yeah, we were talking about restaurants and she was saying she had never been to Ruth's Chris. And, she's talking about how much she likes steak and she'd never been to Ruth's Chris. I said, where do you normally get your steaks from? Longhorn, Applebee's, what's the other place? Outback Steakhouse. I said, you ain't never been to Ruth's Chris? You never been to Morton's Steakhouse? You never been to? I said, no, never been to those places. I said, but when I want a bomb steak, I just go to Longhorn. I just go to Outback Steakhouse. And we were laughing about it. That thing hit me when I was studying this message because, this lesson, because it draws some parallel. Some people aren't used to Ruth's Chris. So when they are connected to you, they use the Longhorn. And you can't be mad if people prefer Longhorn over your Ruth's Chris. Some of y'all not. Some of y'all not following what I'm saying tonight. Some of you can't be mad because people prefer Outback Steakhouse over Morton's. You take that personal, but you got to understand that some people like what they like because within the frame of their reference, that's all they've ever had. Y'all missing. You sitting here taking rejection personal. When you fail to realize some people rejecting you because they ain't never had nothing like you. They've never experienced nothing remotely close to you. And so you being as awesome as you are not only intimidates them, frankly, it scares them. And see, that's it, elder. When people have never had anything better than Longhorn or that god-awful Applebee's, which is just god-awful, Longhorn or Applebee's, they ain't never had a steak better than that. Then when you show up looking like Ruth's Chris and folk hurt you, what you mad for? What are you mad for? Sometimes you got to let people get satisfied off a Longhorn until they grow a palate where they can handle Ruth's Chris. I ain't got no help in this virtual church tonight. Are y'all listening to me? And so handle your hurt better. When you are a person of value, when you are a person of substance, when you love you got to offer and give, understand that some people just can't get with Ruth's Chris because some people will never learn to like what they never had. Know what you bring into the table. Understand that not all hurt is rejection. I need you to type that in the comments because some of y'all gonna catch this next week. Not all hurt is rejection. Not all hurt is rejection. Some of this hurt that you're going through really ain't folk rejecting you. It's rejecting something they never had. It's rejecting something that's bigger than they ever even imagined. Some people, watch this. Some people never go to Ruth's Chris because they never thought they could afford it. Man, y'all make it, I'm missing my salad. Y'all got me talking about food. Some people don't go to Ruth's Chris and never tried it because they thought they could never afford it. And so when you offer them Ruth's Chris, they look at you and hit you with stuff like, wow, I don't even think I'm worthy to have Ruth's Chris. I don't think I can afford Ruth's Chris. And you take that personal. But what they're really doing is complimenting you. What they're saying to you is that maybe they just ain't ready for what you offering. Are y'all listening to the old man? So not all hurt is rejection. Every time you're rejected, it is not necessarily hurt. Sometimes rejection is the very thing that's necessary to save you from a situation where people don't understand your value and the gravity of your work. Me and this young lady were laughing because I was like, listen, sis, you got to go try. I mean, I know you like Longhorn, God bless you, but you got to go get you a Ruth's Chris steak or a Morton steak or some, or a Fleming steak. Go get you one of them steaks right there. Get you a steak where you don't need no steak sauce. Get you a steak where, it comes out sizzling and it's seasoned right. You don't need none of that. And when you do, you will never go back to Longhorn again. Can I help y'all? If you really want a relationship that's worth something, if you really want to be connected to somebody that's of value, and they Ruth's Chris and you Ruth's Chris too, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is gonna sound real bougie and uppity. Listen, y'all don't judge Pastor, but if you know Pastor, you know Pastor like quality food. Rehab knows Pastor likes quality food. They know it. Pastor not being uppity, but let me just keep it honest with y'all. It's hard for me to get a steak at Outback now. Y'all catch this revelation. It's hard for me to get an Outback steak when I didn't have a Ruth's Chris steak. It's hard for me to go walk in the doors of Applebee's and ask them for a raggedy T-bone when I didn't have a steak at 8-ounce filet from Fleming's. I can't do it. You know why? Because when you have experienced what is of your value, it's difficult to go backwards. And I'm praying for all of you, watch this, who gave up on Ruth's Chris because Longhorn was more affordable. Man, I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. I'm praying for all of y'all that walked away from Fleming's because Applebee's had a 2-for-1. I'm praying for all of you that left what you experienced in Morton's because Applebee's was running a 2-for-25. Y'all better catch this. When you have ever experienced something of value, it's hard to go backwards. Can I help y'all? I'm about to blow some of y'all's egos up. This is why some of y'all ain't got to ever worry about people getting over you. Man, let me just go ahead and now. I done got warmed up. I was going to be finished by 7:50. I'm going to just go on and teach now. This is why some of y'all ain't ever got to worry about people getting over you. Because most of y'all, you ain't Applebee's and Longhorn. You Morton's, Fleming's, and Ruth's Chris. When people experience and see, simps get mad. Oh, they left me. No. Simps can take her part. Oh man, they left. They want. That's what simps do. But people who know who their value, this Ruth's Chris over here, and you can try whatever you want, but it'll never compare. Y'all listen. Are y'all listening to screen? Are y'all listening to me? This is how you know. Some people would listen. If you get you a Ruth's Chris, you better hold on to it. It ain't gonna be easy. Ruth's Chris. When I go, I take the kids. I done messed up and got my kids turned on the Ruth's Chris. I had to preach for Bishop Godby, my big brother, about 2 months ago, about a month ago or so, 2 months ago. And I done messed around and took Giselle and Ford to Ruth's Chris. And now Giselle and Ford don't even want to go to Applebee's or Outback. They used to love going around. Now them rascals talking about some, I almost called them the N-word on here just for my mom and daddy to go off. Now them rascals don't even want to go. They don't even want to go to Golden Corral no more. Every time I'm with them, they like, Dad, can we go to Ruth's Chris? You know why? Because if you ever had Ruth's Chris, it's hard to go backwards. You can't go backwards. And so I'm saying to you, don't be a simp. Handle your hurt better. And if people leave Ruth's Chris to go eat at Longhorn, let them go eat. If people leave Ruth's Chris to go to Burger King, let them go eat. But please understand, bougie, when I tell you they bougie, they are. I don't know where they got that from. Pray saints. When people tell you they leaving Ruth's Chris to go to Longhorn, let them go. Let them go. Because I'm telling you, everybody loved Longhorns until they got Ruth's Chris. And when you get Ruth's Chris, it's hard to go back to Longhorn. It's hard to go back to Outback. It's hard to go back to Applebee's. It's hard to go back to them spaces. And so your job is not to be Longhorn. See, simps dumb it down. Oh, don't leave me. I'll be Longhorn. Don't walk out. I'll be out. That's what simps do. People who are not simps be like, look, there's a lot to be with me. It costs a lot to be with me. That you ain't going to be able to be with me for free. Ruth's Chris ain't running no 2 for $30s. It ain't. There is a price to pay if you're going to be connected to me as a Ruth's Chris and make people pay the price. And if they don't want to pay it, that's fine. But they'll never be able to walk away and say you weren't good. They'll never be able to walk away and say you weren't worth it. They'll never be able to walk away and say you didn't have that. Are y'all listening to me? Man, I'm preaching better than y'all say amen. They'll never be able to do it. And your job is not to be a simp and go backwards and take that hurt personal and then start shifting who you are to try to fit what you had. No. I ain't never seen Ruth's Chris run a special. I'm trying to move off this food. I got 2 more things to go through. I ain't never seen Jay Morton's run a special. Hey, it's Valentine's Day. We running a 2 for $50. It don't happen. Because when you got value, ain't no specials. Ain't no discounts. Ain't no shortcuts. Ain't no cutting the corners. It ain't none of that. Be who you are. And when people experience your greatness and who you are, then they got a choice. Either they can get with that and that greatness of who you are, or they can go to Longhorn. They can go to Applebee's. All right, number 3, the third way to avoid being a simp. Is this blessing anybody tonight? Our numbers are low. People gonna be mad they missed this one. This is good. It's about to get better. Third way to avoid being a simp is this: recognize your value and act accordingly. Recognize your value and act accordingly. The third way to avoid being a simp is to recognize your value and act accordingly. When you know your worth, you refuse to settle or accept just anything. I'm gonna say it again. When you know your worth, you refuse to settle for or accept just anything. People out here, simps out here taking anything, accepting anything because they don't know their value. They don't know their worth. And if they know their value, they ain't acting like they know it. Because see, it's one thing to know your value. It's another thing to act like your value or according to your value. So this becomes a matter of worth, and this becomes a matter of self-respect, right? Respect you enough to know what you deserve. Respect you enough to know your value. Respect you enough to know that you ain't got to put up with certain stuff. Oh, it's quiet. Pastor, you just preached us Sunday and told us to be committed. You start singing fully committed. I give my life fully committed. You should sing fully committed. You all just did that Sunday. And then you told me, yes, I am. I'm telling you to know your value and understand that when you know your value and you know your worth and you put some self-respect on your name, then you do not just take stuff because you got to take it. Respect you enough to know that you ain't got to put up with everything. Respect you enough to know that you ain't got to put up with everything. I went to, since we're on food, I went to Ruth's Chris in another city, in another state. And this Ruth's Chris, which I think most of them have like an unspoken dress code, but this one had a spoken dress code. Like, just some guys who are trying to get in there and they won't look in the part. And they told them, look, can y'all go change or do something? And I know some of y'all would have got real offended by that. Some of y'all would be like, well, you don't want my money. That's fine. This particular Ruth's Chris in this particular state, in this particular location, was very bougie. And they said straight up, it was on the door. It was something to the extent of, we appreciate it kindly that you would dress for a fine evening or dinner. It was a fancy way of saying put some clothes on. It was something like, we appreciate it kindly that you would dress appropriate for a fine evening of dining or something like that. I mean, it was eloquently written, but all they were saying is, don't come in here no white tees and Tims. That's what they were saying. Now y'all can take that whatever kind of way you want to. That's what they were saying. Now, some of y'all gonna get offended by that, and that's okay. But see, this really ties into my point of knowing your value. When you know you Ruth's Chris, you don't let people come at you any kind of way. You don't let people experience you any kind of way. You don't let people handle you any kind of way. And you are okay with turning people away at the door if they don't come at you any kind of way. Y'all don't like the way I'm teaching. See, catch the analogy. You are okay turning people away at the door if they don't come at you the right way. Because this ain't Longhorn over here. This ain't Applebee's. Come on, let's go back to the food. This ain't Applebee's over here. This ain't Outback Steakhouse. This is Ruth Chris. You got to come at me the right way or go find you another restaurant where you want to eat. And this is the epitome of knowing your value and acting accordingly. See, when you know your worth, you don't let people handle you any kind of way. When you know your worth, you don't let people talk to you any kind of way. And this is especially true. Y'all ready? This is especially true for those of you, those people that have been good to people. Like when you've been good to people and you've been kind to people, you have bent over backwards for people, you have helped people, you have supported people, you have motivated people, you have been there for people, and they still treat you like you Applebee's, you are a simp if you don't check them at the door. Lord, it's so quiet in virtual church. My number's low. Maybe I just missed God tonight and gave the wrong lesson. Huh? You are wrong if you don't check them at the door. Simps don't check people at the door. Simps let people treat them any kind of way they want to treat them, and they forget their value. But again, go back to my analogy. When you know you Ruth's Chris, when you know you Morton's, when you know you Fleming's, you don't let folks walk up in your restaurant and handle you any kind of way. You don't let folks come up in your joint without a dress code. You don't let people come in there and handle you and think they're getting a $20 steak. This ain't the place. When you know your value and you know your worth, it teaches people how to handle you. And some folks handle you any kind of way because you don't put your foot down. Some people handle you and talk to you any kind of way because you act like you Longhorn. You get like the Longhorn parking lot, Outback parking lot be packed on Saturdays. It be packed. Like everybody want to go run for the border or get shrimp on the border or on the Barbie or whatever they call it. I don't know. Everybody, Outback is packed on Saturdays. Ride by an established restaurant. Now take COVID out. Everybody trying to come outside right now. So if you go to any restaurant right now, it's packed. But when we were normal, when things were outside, you go by Outback, these places, these simple places, the places where the Simps hang, packed. You go by Ruth's Chris, Fleming's, Morton's, if you're in the right city, you go by them places, ain't a whole lot of cars outside, and you can get a table too. You know why? Because it costs something to go in there. Them places understand their value. They know their worth. Somebody said Aussie fries. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Here we go talk about food. That potato soup at Outback Steakhouse is smashing. That's good. But I don't want no steak from Outback. I'm sorry. And you call me bougie, you call me whatever you want to. When you didn't have better, it's hard to go backwards. And that's why I'm saying to y'all, don't be simple. Don't be a simp. When you know you are of quality, don't go backwards just to appease people. Don't go backwards just to make people comfortable. Don't go backwards just so people can digest you better. Know who you are. And especially when you've been good to the same said people, when you've been good to people, and then people make a choice where they don't want Ruth's Chris anymore. They just prefer to settle for Outback because they can afford it. It's safe. Ain't nobody gonna talk about them. Ain't nobody gonna criticize them. Ain't nobody gonna have high expectations of them. They can just settle for. Let folks settle. Let them do it. But I be doggone if you should start acting like them folks and forget who you are and forget your value and forget your work, because when you do, you become a simp. Is this blessing anybody? Here's the fourth and final way to avoid being a simp. I hope this is blessing y'all. Some of y'all need to go back, watch this replay. You need to tag. If you haven't tagged anybody, tag people right now. This is the fourth way. I'm about to say this and we're going to close. We're going to be done. Here's the fourth way to avoid being a simp. You ready? The fourth way to avoid being a simp is never be afraid to check the people you love. Ooh, never be afraid to check the people you love. Never. I know that's right, Ms. Gallo. I'll take a 20 ounce from Fleming's any day. I would rather save my money and eat in my house than to go out here and give Outback $40 of my money for a little raggedy 10 ounce, half cooked, half cut steak. I'm sorry. And Pastor not being bougie. I'm just telling you like it is. Again, number 4, never be afraid to check the people that you love. This is the fourth way to avoid being. Pastor, what they got to do with being a simp? I'll make it real easy for you. Anything you love, you expect the best from. Anything you love, you expect the best from. You expect the best from. Right? If you love something, you expect the best from. See, and we understand this when it comes to children. We get sensitive in relationships. I'm saying it again. When it comes to children, we understand as well. I love my kids. So because I love my kids, I'm hard on them. I expect more from them. I demand more of them. All of this stuff. Right. So we understand it in that context. And Sister Tracy, I can teach on this subject again. I absolutely will. In fact, I got a video coming on this real soon. I'm going to do a formal video on it because it's powerful. Listen to me. We understand this in the context of children, of being a parent. If you're a parent, you're hard on your kids. I had to pull Giselle and Ford to the side. I think it was Friday or Thursday last week, and just tell them, look, Daddy be fussing at y'all to the point where y'all ain't here crying over your homework, not because he's trying to be mean to you, but because you have a high bar of expectations, and I expect much from you. And so you can't sit in and act like you can't read words that you've been reading for the last 9 months and think you're going to get away with it. It ain't going to work. I'll ride you till I can't ride you no more. That's what's going. Why? Because I love them and I have high expectations for them. See, we all understand that in the context of children. Let me ask you this. Why you freeze when it comes to checking the people you love romantically? Why do you freeze when it comes to checking the people you're involved in relationships with? I am, and I don't care what Pastor said. Okay. I hear you, Elder Man. I'm gonna get you. Why are you afraid to check your friends? Let me tell you something. See, the real litmus test of a true relationship, of a true partnership, of a true connection with somebody is your ability to check them. I don't want to hear nothing about how close you think you are with somebody if you ain't never been checked by them. Oh, see, I can make the, let me talk about Pastor. See, everybody loved Pastor till Pastor check them. See, because the true litmus test to love in any relationship is being checked. When somebody got to tell you your S stink, when somebody got to tell you off, what you did was wrong, and they ain't doing it to be rude or nasty, they're doing it the same way a parent checks a child because they expect more. When you do that, when you're not afraid to check people you love, you'll never be a simp. See, I can never be a simp because if I love you, I'm going to tell you when you off. You ain't got to like it. You can be upset. You can go weeks and not speak. That's fine. But I'm going to tell you when you off, because only a simp will do the cha-cha slide while you do whatever you want to do for fear of offending you or fear My checks don't be different, Sister Bunch. I check people, but I do it kindly. But I know how to check people. Amen. Amen. But it's love. It's not to hurt you. It's not to harm you. It's to make you better. And see, if I didn't care, I never check. Let me tell you something. There's some folk I never check. I don't care what you do. I'm gonna check you for. And there's no connection. There's no involvement. I don't care. See, when people don't check you, I have discovered that when people don't check you, you need to be worried. When people don't care what you do, and they're good people that don't care what you do, you need to be worried. When a good person doesn't care what you're doing, you need to be worried. When a good person doesn't check you when you're wrong, you need to be worried. When a decent person doesn't try to correct you when you're out of pocket, you need to be worried, because they probably don't really care about you, period. And so I'm just saying to you, part of being loved by anybody, church getting quiet now. Part of being loved by anybody, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your daddy, your mama, your pastor. Part of being loved by anybody is being willing to be corrected by them. Because you don't love Nathan if they can't correct you. If people can't correct you, you don't love them. Don't even part your mouth and say, oh, I just love Bay. Bay is just everything I wanted and more. But then when Bay tell you you got a bad attitude, you quiet for a month. When Bay tell you that sometimes you the problem, and that if everybody has the same problem with you, then it's probably not everybody else, is you. And then you get mad and cuss Bay out. You don't love Bay. And chances are, if Bay continues to tell you what's wrong and do it in a way where he wants you to be loved and wants you to be better, if Bay continues to do that, Bay ain't being no simp. And simps will never fold because you don't like what they say. They'll never fold. I know my mama on this call. I've learned this from my mom and daddy, because God knows. Lord, my mama, if I use my mama as an example one more time, I'll never be able to come to their house, because I'm going to just get laid out by her, Ashley, Lauren, everybody going to lay me out for using my mama as an example. But I watched this growing up. My daddy would tell my mama stuff that I know she liked, and mama would be mad. But it didn't stop daddy from telling her. It didn't. It just didn't. And I've seen my mother do it as well. You've got to understand that when you love people, part of loving people is being able to correct them. And so all I'm saying is simps never thank you. They never fold. Simps don't fold. Especially simps do fold. People who are not simps never fold. Right? And that's how it is. When you know you are a good person, when you know you are Ruth Chris, and you are connected to people that you love, you're going to tell them the truth, man. You're going to, even if it starts an argument, this is absolute free. Even if it starts an argument, even if it starts a disagreement, even if it means you might get cussed out temporarily in return, or even if it means they might respond to you and be like, don't talk to me, and they don't call you for 3 days, and it's your best friend and you don't hear from 3, that's fine. But let me tell you something, a simp will never fold. A simp ain't going to pick up that phone and call you first. Well, Pastor, you being tit for tat, you being petty. No, I'm not. Sometimes you need to give people time to calm down and think about the repercussions of their actions. I'm trying to help. See, a simp will tell you what's wrong, and you be like, don't talk to me no more. Click, and then you don't call them for a day, and then a simp will go, let me call her and just make sure she all right. No, that's what simps do. Simps get scared that you'll never call back. That's what simps do. But when you ain't no simp, and you know you didn't told the truth, and you know you're a great person, and you know you are offering Ruth's Chris and not Longhorn, then guess what? You let folk just be mad. They'll come around. I'm trying. Am I helping y'all? Am I helping? No, you ain't gonna call first, Lauren. You ain't gonna text her. You ain't gonna do none of that. You're gonna let people deal with their anger and deal with their upset. Huh? Now, hear what I'm saying. Because there are extremes to this, and I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to pray. We're going to sow a seed tonight. We don't have a lot of people on the call. We're going to pray. We're going to sow a seed, and I'm going to be done. But let me just say this: right here. And I mean this, because some of y'all take this to the extreme. Well, you heard what Pastor said, that if somebody love you, then they gonna correct you. I ain't talking about those of y'all that be correcting folks 24/7. Some of y'all got a 24/7 correction mode. Like all you do 24/7 is beat your kids. Elder Misty. Oh, I'm gonna hear about this later. See, I had to get on Elder Misty about this because Elder Misty is rugged. Elder Misty be talking to Terrence sometime, and I'd be like, Elder Misty, leave Terrence alone. I know I'm gonna hear this later. I know I am. Boy, I bet she is sizzling over there. Wherever I know Elder Misty is sizzling over. Yeah, I ain't talking about 24/7 correction. Some of y'all be correcting folk 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, that ain't correction. That's moaning and complaining. That's a B word that I can't say. B-ing. Elder Misty done chimed in. I'm a marked man. I know it. That's B.-ing. Y'all know what it is. That's what that is. I'm not talking about that. See, when you always corrected 24/7, you leave the love zone and you really get into the insecure zone, the control zone. You get into the no, I ain't calling you Elder Misty. Oh my God. And no bunch. I don't need you to say nothing. I don't need nobody to say the word. I know what the word is. I don't need no members, because some of y'all crazy enough to say, I don't need none of y'all to say it. No. What I'm saying, y'all throwing my train of thought off. What I am saying is that when you do that 24/7, you in the complaining zone. You in the doing too much zone. And see, some folk don't want to have nothing to do with you, not because you're a good person, because you know how to love. Some people don't have to do with you because all you do is complain. All you do is correct. Like you can't even have a meal. We can't even have a meal with you without you trying to correct something. We can't even have a meal with you without you. I mean, you on vacation. No, I better not use that example. We can't have a meal with you without you trying to preach and teach and carrying on. I tell Rehab that when I go out to eat, look, y'all go out to eat with me. Don't start quoting no scriptures. I don't want to hear no scriptures. I don't want to hear no Kirk Franklin in the background. I don't want to go no restaurant that's playing Kirk Franklin. I don't. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time, there's a place for everything. And so if you're correcting 24/7, something wrong with that picture. Something's wrong. Y'all don't like this. See, it's called balance. And see, love corrects, but love is also balance, right? You get to the point, and I'm of course messing with Elder Misty. She don't beat Terrence 24/7. But I was talking to a young man. It was a few weeks ago. I was talking to a young man about this. And one of the things that I shared with him, and it's very important, is that even as we got older, we got to a point where our parents weren't trying to beat us, because, at a certain age, you gotta balance it out. Like if you're a parent, you should not be beating your kids 24/7. Like even if your kids are beatable age, you shouldn't be beating them 24/7. Sometimes you got to talk to them. It's balance, right? That's what I'm getting at. Because love corrects, but love is also balanced, right? Love is balanced. And so, no, not like Major Payne. Love is balanced. And so this is what we're talking about here. Not 24/7 moaning, not 24/7 complaining, but the same love you show your children, the same desire you have for your children to have more, to do more, to be more, is the same desire that you gotta be willing to show the people that you love. And if they don't like it, don't be a simp just so they'll like you. Don't come down on your standard just because they'll like you. You gotta hold on to your standard of being who you are and showing them what real love is, so that the relationship, you are of some value to the relationship. And frankly, so that they are some of value to the relationship as well. I'm done, y'all. I gotta stop. I'm way over time. This bless anybody. I want to pray. We're gonna sow a seed in that order, and then I'm done tonight. I'm gonna cut corners, cut it short. This bless anybody tonight. If it did, I want you to fill it up with hearts. I want you to say, "Hey, Pastor, it blessed me." Some of you have already said, Pastor, can you teach on this again? I will. I promise I'm going to do a whole video, about a 9 or 10 minute video that you can watch on this, because it's that important. Because being a simp really is connected to your self-esteem. And frankly, the worse your self-esteem is, the more likely you are to be walking around as a simp and handling your relationships and your friendships in a very simple way. And so I want you quickly, if you got a prayer request, I want you to type it in the comments right now. If you've got a prayer request, I want you to type it in the comments right now. I want to pray for you. I want to pray for your family. I want to pray for your circumstance. I want to pray for whatever it is that you're dealing with tonight. If you've got a prayer request that is too personal, you can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. Put in the subject line prayer request. That email will be funneled to me. Put in the subject line prayer request, and that email will be funneled to me. And I want to pray for you. I don't care what it is. Every morning, 4:45 in the morning, I get up. Tonight, I'm going to be up to about 1 or 2 in the morning doing some work. I'm getting up at 4:45 so that I can pray for your prayer request and what it is that you need prayer for. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of prayer. Prayer still works. Prayer is not old-fashioned. It is not out of style. And so if you have something that you want me to pray for, just type it in the comments right now. Would you do that? I'm going to give you 30 quick seconds to do this, because we've got to pray. We've got to sow a seed, and then I want to go tonight. All right? Is that all right? If you got a prayer request, type it in the comments right now. Pastor, pray for my family. Pray for my job. Pray for my career. Pray for my health. Pray for my mental well-being. Pray for my relationships. Pray for my marriage. Pray for what? I want you to put it in the comments right now. I want to pray for you. I hope, it is my prayer that this entire month of February, that this Relationships Goal series has been candid for you, that it has been so candid that you have been able to not just see everybody else, but you've been able to see yourself. Type your prayer request in the comments right now. You got 10 more seconds. We're about to lock hands. We're about to pray quickly tonight. I want to get off the line. All right. Are you ready? Good. I'm starting to see the prayer requests coming. Good. Family, career, health, good stuff. Absolutely praying, Sister Reese, for your daughter. Been praying for her. Certainly lifting your family up in great prayer tonight. Good. Come on. I see them starting to come in. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Quickly. Come on. Hurry. Type your prayer requests in the comments. I go back. I check the replay. And I always read through these prayer requests to make sure that I know what I'm praying for every single morning for the rest of this week until we meet again on Sunday. All right, let's do this. Lock your hands like this as a symbol of faith tonight. Would you lock your hands, connect your hands like this as a symbol of faith? Let's prepare to pray really quickly for every request that's come across this line. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you tonight for your word. Thank you for how you have shared with us in such a candid way. God, it is my prayer that somebody through the word has received what it is that they need for their lives, that they need, what it is that they need for their well-being, what it is that they need to live the best lives that they possibly can live. We thank you, God, for the power of simplicity. We thank you, God, for the power of honest conversation. And I ask God that this word tonight might be applied to somebody's life in a very practical way, so that, God, we can not only be spiritually minded, but that so that we can be earthly good. That we can be solid in our relationships and our connections and our friendships, and anything that we say to do, that we say, go or do, that we understand our value, we understand our worth, and that we operate according to the value that we know that you place inside of us. Right now, God, for every prayer request that's come across this line, we speak to it now. We lift it up to you as the God that heals, as the God that delivers, as the God that opens doors and makes ways. God, I pray now that for every request that's come across this line, every request that's sitting in my inbox right now, that, God, you would answer those prayers, that you would make a way, that you would open doors, that you would meet needs as only you can. God, I pray that you would not only answer the prayers, but that you would let this week be a week filled with miracles, open doors, made ways, met needs, granted wants and desires, manifested promises, that the things that your people desire in their lives, that they may begin to organically attract them into their lives by feeling good about their future, by feeling good about their present, by understanding that all things indeed work together for the good of them that love God. I thank you, God, for being who you are. And I praise you now for every answered prayer that will take place on this week. We count these things done and believe you for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. It is so. It is so. Type in the comments quickly. It is so. We're getting ready to sow a seed tonight. Pastor isn't forgetting the program. I want to get us off the call. I did not mean to run this long, we're going to get ready to sow a seed. If you prayed that prayer, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. All you're saying is it's already done. That everything that you're waiting for, everything that you're hoping for, everything that you've been praying for, it is done. And we're believing God for that tonight. Listen, while you're typing, it is so, I want to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. I want to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. If our ministry has been a blessing to you, if this word has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. I'm so grateful to God for all of you that give into our ministry, that have sown into our ministry, especially since we've been in this sole virtual format. We're continuing to hold on to this format for as long as we can until we transition back into the building, hopefully soon. But I want to challenge you to give. If this message has blessed you, if this ministry has blessed you, if this broadcast has blessed you, if any message in any of these series has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give tonight. If you don't have a place where you can tithe, I want to challenge you to tithe tonight into our ministry. It is good ground. We've been blessed to feed and clothe over 20,000 people in less than 7 years. And we did it with no loans or grants, simply tithes and offering, turning around and meeting the needs of the community. You're sowing into good ground tonight. And so I want to challenge you to give tonight. There are 3 ways you can be a blessing to our ministry. You can give via CashAPP at $REHABCCGIVE. That's $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website by visiting www.REHABCC.org. That's www.REHABCC.org. Or you can give from your cell phone. Text the word REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. That's again, REHABWORKS to 88202. And right from your cell phone, follow the prompts. Click on the link. You can give right from your cell phone and you can be a blessing to our ministry that way. Again, the 3 ways you can be a blessing to us tonight, be a blessing to our ministry tonight. If this message has been a blessing to you, if our ministry has been a blessing to you, you can sow a seed into our ministry, again, via CashAPP at $REHABCCGIVE, through our website, www.REHABCC.org, or via cell phone by texting the word REHABWORKS, 2 words as 1 word, to 88202. And if you do these things, I'm here to make you a guarantee that God is going to bless you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's literally going to send somebody to be a blessing to you because of the way you've been a blessing to us. So I want to challenge you to give tonight in a special way. And I promise you, God will bless you just the same. Listen, I love you guys. I'm praying for you. If you have not already, I need you to love this video. I need you to like this video. I need to see as many likes and as many loves as I saw viewers tonight. We didn't have a lot of high numbers tonight. I want you to share this video so that somebody can go back and watch the replay and really be fed by this very powerful and practical word. And then do me a favor, subscribe to our channels. Don't forget to tune in this Sunday, 9:08 a.m. We are concluding the relationship goal series this Sunday, 9:08 a.m. And I promise you, I've got a phenomenal lesson that I'm going to share with you. And I can't wait to see all of you bright and early this Sunday, 9:08 a.m. sharp, for another powerful word. And I can't wait to see you. So I'm praying for you. I want you to have a fantastic week. Listen, continue to pray for Pastor. I love you. Great thing about it. And I hope you are as well. And I cannot wait to see you this Sunday. All right. Share this video. Don't forget to share this video with somebody. I love you guys. I'm praying for you and your families. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by 3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encourage, enlighten, and empower you to be better. Please tune in Sunday at 9:08 a.m. for our Sunday morning experience. And as always, be blessed.